with Bitcoin at 60 ounces or more than $600,000. There will be a turnaround and setting a new 2020 high. The Bitcoin futures are to be closed at $700 million. Welcome to the Coin Post. There are only a few days left until the end of August, and we have not seen the expected growth up to 14K. Instead, the price is gradually slipping down, and there's a lot of talk about going to 10K first and only then going up again. I gave my Bitcoin price prediction and its growth perspectives in a recent video. If you missed it, I'll leave the link in the description box and the prompts. And don't get confused by the title, because making a long-term forecast about Ethereum without analyzing the Bitcoin market, to my mind, makes no sense. Today our goal is to see whether the predictions from famous traders have changed. Let's work out together when we can go to the moon, how much long-term investors in Bitcoin make, and most importantly, what's gonna happen to the price soon. And right now, you can join our community. Just click the subscribe button, please. Let's dive in. Our first guest is Davinci, and as always, we have predictions in chronological order. He still believes in growth and shows that Bitcoin could draw a double bottom, aka the letter W. If this happens, we'll have an increase of up to $11,900, from where there will be a strong upward impulse of up to $12,250, where the short positions will be opened. But Davinci and his colleague Chris believe that Bitcoin has enough potential to get to this level, and then the price could update its 2019 high, which is 14K. And then we have some magic on the charts. Davinci showed that on a monthly Bitcoin chart, in relation to gold, we also have a double bottom. Getting out of this pattern could raise the price to 70 ounces of gold per Bitcoin, which is roughly $34,000. And then there's more, based on the dollar depreciation, the possible increase in gold prices, and the demand for Bitcoin, which is much more convenient for keeping and making payments than gold. We have that in the long run, the price of gold could hit $10,000 per ounce in 2022, with Bitcoin at 60 ounces or more than $600,000. I quite like the idea of Bitcoin price tied to gold, but the price itself is kinda too optimistic. Let's discuss in the comments whether you think the gold price hits 10K, and I'm moving on to the next guest. Vays continues to support the bulls. He believes that the trend turnaround took place in March, and now the price should continue to rise. The trader points out that the indicators show an upward trend. Besides, although August is almost over, closing at current levels just confirms the bullish Bitcoin market. On the weekly chart, the forecast gets slightly worse, but 14K seem quite achievable. The recent 12,300 Vays considers a local high, after which a correction of up to 10K or even 9K is quite possible. But after that, there will be a turnaround and setting a new 2020 high. The daily chart also shows a possible correction. Continued growth did not happen, and now Bitcoin is returning to the consolidation zone. And if you look at the 4-hour chart, you can see the consolidation even better, and there is a good chance that leaving the zone will be downside. The key support level now is at 11,400, and if the Bitcoin goes down and stays there for a day or more, the price may continue to fall. In fact, this is another confirmation of a possible correction that the trader first noticed on the weekly chart. In total, Vays will be in a bull camp up to the end of 2020, but also expecting not the best ending for August/September. But the important point is, the price is unlikely to go below 9K, and then there should be a U-turn. Just a reminder, this is not a financial recommendation, and like any other prediction, it may not be accurate. But I do know who's our next guest. According to CryptoZombie analysis, Bitcoin started the week with a drop below the critical support at 11,500 and now risks dropping below the channel, supporting the upward trend since the beginning of the market turnaround in March. This suggests that the price should be adjusted downwards. However, on another chart, we see that Bitcoin is moving along the lower channel edge that began in August. There's also a vast zone to buy at 11,200, so the trader expects a turnaround at this point and a new round of growth. If the price doesn't remain at the 11,200 level, we'll be waiting for a correction, which may well end below 10K, because there's a gap on the Bitcoin futures chart on the SME exchange. So this is as regards to the prediction from CryptoZombie, and then he went on with the conspiracy theory. A correction in the Bitcoin market is possible because many large players did not believe in growth on time and did not enter the market as planned. And that's why they're big players, as they can return things to the way they were. To do that, you have to put Bitcoins on the spot exchange and sell them so as to lower the price. Along with that, you open short positions on the SME or other platform with Bitcoin futures and earn money on this fall. In fact, this is a scheme of manipulation of the cryptocurrency market, which is very simple and quite workable, however sad it may be. And we're in the middle of the video, so please give us your thumbs up, and thank you all for your support. Let's keep going. Tyler begins his prediction that Bitcoin made a choice and decided to drop below the upward trend line, supporting the price since early August. It touched it several times, and then there was growth, but now the picture is that the market has decided to fall. And if you look at the global chart with a 3-year triangle, it makes sense to go back to a $9,000 price. So we're still above this triangle, and now its upper edge is acting as a powerful supporter. Tyler believes that the Bitcoin chart favors the bulls, but to update the 2020 high, buyers should start by building up some strength. It's possible that at the lowest point, this correction may even drop to 8,800, but the trader doesn't know for sure if we'll have such a sharp decline, because the support levels of 11,200 and 10,500 look very strong, especially the second one, and that's where the U-turn is likely to happen. As you can see, the mood on the market is pretty bullish. However, only Davinci believes in a new attempt to hit the 12K. But we have one more guest. In the meantime, I'm gonna ask you to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications if you haven't done it yet. The larger our community, the easier it is to promote Bitcoin, and so together we can bring the moon closer. And again, we have Chris, this time without Davinci. He makes lots of videos, so it's no surprise he can get into the same list of predictions twice. So, the Bitcoin ends the day below the upward trend line, which is the signal for a correction. The most likely target for Bitcoin now ranges from $10,200 to $10,500. It's also worth admitting that getting above 12K when it reached almost 12,300 turned out to be false. There's still a small chance that a drop below the trend line may also be false. And then if the Bitcoin returns above it, we can expect an extra pump of up to 12K. Also, let's not forget the manipulation of the market mentioned by our previous guest. Chris continues, on Friday, August 28th, the Bitcoin futures are to be closed at $700 million. As history has shown, closing futures is always accompanied by a sharp increase in volatility. So it's very likely that someone will try to earn money this time by shaking the spot market to get a better price on futures. To sum up, let me point out that the previous prediction video promised 14K until the end of August. Only Davinci believes in a new 12K level, and the rest have almost agreed to a correction below $11,000. And no matter how many times they talk about the bull's mood on the market, the odds are for the bears by the end of the week. But you should keep in mind that this is only a prediction, and any financial decisions should be made solely based on independent analysis. Share your predictions on Bitcoin in the comments. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. It's the CoinPost channel. Subscribe and get enlightened.